Following The Gentleman's phenomenal success, many hoped that The Gentleman 2 would be on the way, if only to reveal Berger's fate. However, the Guy Ritchie movie is being converted into a television series rather than a sequel. Guy Ritchie, who wrote and directed the 2019 film The Gentleman, is returning to the studio to adapt it.
Fletcher. Buenos tardes, Raimundo.
Ritchie, who is currently assisting Toff Guy Film with the show's development, is slated to direct the first 2 episodes. He will collaborate with Matthew Read to write the pilot episode. Read has contributed to a number of well-known films, including Peaky Blinders and Curfew. All of the Netflix updates indicate that the Gentleman series will star all of the directors and producers who contributed to the original movie. The Gentleman was a huge success, grossing $115 million globally on a $22 million budget, and finishing the year in the 16th spot at the domestic box office, before the COVID-19 pandemic closed theaters that spring. Did you know that The Gentleman, before becoming a movie, was intended to be a television show? It's true, and the property is now returning to its original purpose. The Gentleman, the 2019 film, tells the story of an American expat who attempts to sell off his highly lucrative marijuana empire in London, sparking a series of schemes, plots, bribery, and blackmail attempts to seize control of his domain. The Gentleman followed the internal conflict in an American expat drug empire run by Mickey Pearson, played by Matthew McConaughey, when he decides to sell his business. This undoubtedly triggers a chain reaction of murder, mayhem, and violence. Charlie Hunnam, Henry Golding, Michelle Dockery, Jeremy Strong, Eddie Marsan, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant played a rare antagonistic role in the ensemble cast. The show is a journey into the messy underground politics of upper-class weed farms, according to a statement from Netflix. Despite being set in the same universe as the movie, Netflix claims that none of the movie's original characters will appear in the series. So, let's learn more about this new series. We do not know when this series will be released, because Netflix has not yet provided an update on its progress. The only thing that is known is that the program is currently in development, which means that the showrunners and creators are writing and revising the screenplay. The series will go through pre-production, production, and then post-production after the writing phase. Hopefully, Netflix will give updates at each stage. According to reports, the first season of the show will have 8 episodes and will premiere on Netflix sometime next winter, as filming is expected to wrap up sometime around spring 2023. Now, before we go any further, we did want to let you know that it's time for you to smash that like button if you haven't done it already! The cast will not be the same as the movie, as was previously mentioned. Theo James will take over the lead role. In the movie, Matthew McConaughey played Mickey Pearson, an American who lives in England and runs a large marijuana operation that is hidden on the properties of cash-strapped British nobility. We have learned that James will play Eddie in the 1-hour drama series, and he will inherit his father's estate only to find out it is part of Pearson's empire. He will be joined by Vinnie Jones, a former football player turned actor who has been cast as Jeff Seacombe, Kaya Scodelario, who will play the part of Susie Glass, and Jolie Richardson, who will play Lady Sabrina. The character of Freddie Halstead, who we assume to be Eddie's brother, will be played by Daniel Ings. Additionally, the role of Stevens has recently been filled by Alexis Rodney in the ensemble cast. And of course, let's not forget the brilliant Giancarlo Esposito, who has been cast, along with Peter Serafinowicz, in unnamed roles as of yet. Even though Matthew McConaughey, Hugh Grant, Colin Farrell, Charlie Hunnam, or Jeremy Strong are not currently involved, it is possible that the showrunners will sneak at least one of the original cast members into a guest role in the upcoming season. After all the backstabbing, a good number of the main characters are still in good health when The Gentleman comes to an end. The relationship between Mickey and Rosalind is shown, but it's unclear which of them has given up on their prior selves. Fletcher is still alive when the credits roll, but it's possible that he won't be for long, because Ray is still standing and has found him. The boys of Coach have reconciled with Mickey and Ray, and have also survived. There's a good chance that Big Dave is still alive too. The Gentleman's conclusion does not reveal Berger's fate, but it seems he is intelligent enough to take whatever action is necessary to survive, even if it means losing a pound later. What happened to the Asian criminal organization is one open question that The Gentleman's conclusion does not resolve. They were run by Lord George, and Dry Eye was one of the many people who benefited from their drug distribution business. Dry Eye took over the company, though, after Lord George passed away. However, Mickey killed him near the film's conclusion, so his reign was short-lived. The audience is left in the dark as to who is currently in charge of the crime syndicate, because the gentleman never returned to examine the situation of the organization after these incidents. His peace might not last long if the new leader decides to exact revenge, considering everything that happened and how much of it was related to Mickey. Although whoever is in charge may be better off leaving Mickey alone at this point. Because there will be a series rather than a sequel, the death of the Asian crime syndicate leader Dry Eye could see outcomes unfold in the follow-up material. What happens to Mickey's marijuana business and his efforts to turn it around could be the subject of the TV show. Now that Burger and Dry Eye are over, there will likely be some competitors looking to return to the ring to compete for his business. The show might also explore what happens to Big Dave, who is one of the survivors and is attempting to elude his horrific blackmail. Finally, Burger's fate would be revealed, as well as the location where he sacrifices his pound of flesh in order to escape the freezer alive. Regarding Ritchie's specific story plans, it's possible the new show will be a direct sequel to the first movie, as the movie teases the possibility of a sequel by showing most of the characters surviving all the plotting and murder, which leaves a lot of room for more story. It's also conceivable that Ritchie will create a brand new narrative with fresh characters that takes place in the same universe as the film, and has a fairly similar style. What is certain is that Ritchie is fascinated by the world he created with The Gentleman, and is eager to explore it further. Ritchie joins an increasingly brilliant list of filmmakers who have made the same transition from film to television, a development that only strengthens TV and streaming's advantage over theatrical studio filmmaking in the new entertainment landscape. The Gentleman series, on the other hand, investigates drug oligarchies, social sins, and social treachery. It centers on Mickey Pearson, the drug lord who has built one of the biggest and most influential drug empires in London. Additionally, he is feared by all parties involved in the drug trade. But when word spreads that he plans to leave the business permanently, chaos results. And because of this, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. Pearson must also choose between sticking to his original plan to cash out and leave the business permanently, or choosing his empire. Eddie Halstead, who has inherited his father's sizable estate, learns that it is perched atop a marijuana empire owned by the brilliant Mickey Pearson as the series progresses. Is this straight-up soldier capable of mastering the dark arts of the British criminal underworld and taking command of the entire operation? Only time will tell. See you in the next video!